following video disturbing. Viewer discretion.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. I'm contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. Quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5 touchdown.
Woo!
That's my grandson making a touchdown when he was a football player many years ago. His mother died to gun violence yesterday, my daughter. And so I wanted to show that video there to you guys and praise him. And so how is everybody? I came on a little early today because there was nothing happening. And after I take a shower and I do all my chores and I eat, I get tired. I'm like, I need my retirement nap. All right, and there's Gamer Girl. Good to see you. And Livy, always good to see you. You make me think of my sister Livy, so I need to message her. Always a good reminder, right? Hey, Ellen, good to see you. And Freeside, always good to see you. Sarah's on time today, y'all. Woo! Sarah's on time today. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My soundboard's broke, so I've got to get... Sorry about that. They're like, what the hell is she doing? Let me drop you a link. Because you were the one who messaged me about this last night, so you got to hear it firsthand. You were there when it was all happening and going down, right? Let me get on my hellos here. There's the link there, Miss Chaotic says, "Hey, Gypsy and chat. Cleaning never stops around here. Still decorating, but I'll be listening and chatting here and there. Hope everyone has a great day. You too. Thank you for the bell." Once again. Yeah, I stole your pictures the other day and used them as my background. You had shared some spooky pictures, and I was like, man, I dig that. I could live in a house that's like that. I would love that. You would live in a black house? Absolutely. Especially if it's like that. I mean, I love, love, love that era, that gothic look. Love it, man. Led Zeppelin, that type stuff. Yes. These servants suck. Chaotic, right? Oh, man, that's a hoot. Oh, thank you very much. My husband made that for me. Yeah, he's handy to have around. He made me a hot dog today. He's all right. He ain't heavy. Thank you, Mel, for becoming a member. Yay! Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that very much. I'm a guardian angel. Always good to see your guardian angel out there. Thank you so much for not quitting on me. Oh, there's Miss White Rabbit. Good to see you, Miss White Rabbit. Yay. COVID's good to see you. All right. So, all right, Sarah, there's your link. Come on up and tell us. Come on with it.
Come on with
Tell us
it.
the lowdown on that troll last night that got Miss Prayer Garden.
Come on with it.
Yeah, tell us about this troll that got Miss Prayer Garden. They kind of reminded me of the dude, the Scorpio from Dirty Harry, that used to call into the police station and he taunted them, which was based off a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes serial killers will do that. They will taunt the police.
Yeah, that's true. First of all, hi to the people that were saying hi. I was finishing something real quick, because you went early. I saw you. I just couldn't comment. I'm happy to say I got a new phone. It's up and charging, but I'm not touching it until I get a case. I can't use it yet until I get a case. I'm not even going to go there yet, so I can't see fully all the way yet. But, I don't want to break it. So last night, I must have been in the right spot at the right time, I guess, to hear all that crap, because nothing was on. I was surfing. It was late.
Hey, Nicola.
And I did start listening to Prayer Garden, So I was there for the whole thing.
Voice. You were? You were there?
I was there for the whole thing randomly.
I heard it from you. So what was that like, right? Oh, hold
Bizarre
on.
as hell.
Hold on. Nicolina's coming up. Hold that thought.
Sure.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, how are you?
A lot of bizarre shit happened yesterday.
Hey, Sarah, what kind of phone did you get?
I got the same one I had. I used my insurance. I got the 13 Pro again.
So I don't know what kind of case you use, but I started using.
I can box.
Oh, see, okay. I'm gonna knock on wood.
I need something heavy duty. I think is what I need.
So no, that's the thing. So I had years ago a Verizon salesperson tell me not to buy an OtterBox because they're overpriced.
They are overpriced.
I will send you the name of my case. I just have to take my phone out. But I drop my phone all the time. All the time. I do not have any cracks anywhere. And it is a very simple, thin case. But it's the lip that actually
around the edge.
Yeah, that protects the screen. I don't know if that's something, but I know they're like less than $30 and you can get them at any store.
And did you put a separate glass over it? Because before I had a cheaper, I used they called it like military case, I guess is what I got instead of the OtterBox, and it did last me pretty long until I had to take the broken glass off. The screen protector.
I have never used a screen protector on any of my iPhones, and I've been an iPhone customer since 2011.
Oh, okay. I try to find cases that have them, but if they don't, I will get one. I like the ones with the covers on them.
Yeah, so my daughter does too, and me personally, I'm just shocked because the case that I started using back in 2016, the brand, I drop my phone at least 4 or 5 times a day.
That sounds like me.
I don't ever even on hard surfaces, and it's never cracked. That's why I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I'll take the info. I'd be glad because I haven't bought anything, of course.
yeah, because you can literally just go into any store and they have them there in stock. You don't have to order them.
Oh, good. I don't like waiting.
Right. So I wanted to come up and clarify. I was gonna like react to Mama T's late
Oh, that
night
was
live.
another. There was a couple things that were a little weird, and that's one of them. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Archivist got the whole thing. I know Peachy got about 45 minutes, and I just want to clarify for the people that might be listening. She's a liar. She said that when she was SA'd, she started to have a miscarriage, but she got pregnant at the same time. That is
Yes.
almost scientifically impossible
I did
because
hear that. Yes.
yeah, as you're having a miscarriage, it's a spontaneous abortion, which is causing the uterine lining to shed,
Hmm.
and you're not ovulating because you're pregnant.
Much
Why
like
do
a
you
period,
why do
it's
you think
shedding.
she
I
fabricates
caught that.
facts that she does?
I
Why do
caught
y'all
that
think
part
she does
too.
that? Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
mean, any female would have caught that.
That's what I would
But
have
I mean,
thought. No, I would have thought that, but a lot of people I
But
don't
why do
think
y'all
did.
think she needs to do that? It's kind of like how
she's
Ernie likes to sort of razzle and dazzle you, you know?
well, she's got to razzle dazzle herself into victimhood all the time, and from what I was told is that she would start these sob, she'd cry, and then she'd be fine, and then she'd cry, and then of course
Talking
it's
to a
the end of the
troll, yeah.
month. It's the end of the month, and now she needs a starter for her vehicle, despite being in her car driving. I don't know if y'all heard, but
I didn't
in
know
the
she
be-
needed a starter.
yeah, she's begging
Wow.
again. She just got her YouTube money 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Hmm. I do remember I was at the beach, I think, during your live when it was YouTube payday, I guess. And that's
Yeah.
the day you were saying that you had a couple screenshots that people
Hey,
sent you
April and Manchester Vicky and
where
those
she was
coming in
asking for money on
and
payday.
brainworms.
Yeah. I do want to also state because I knew that she wasn't going to let me say anything yesterday. Nobody. First of all, I don't know her deceased grandchild's name. Second
Hmm.
of all, there is
Oh,
Me
not
right.
either.
there is not one mean girl that would ever make an account like that
Hmm.
because we've been very clear. If anyone made an account like that of a deceased child, they would be gone.
Okay, so she is saying that it is the child's full name. How would anyone know
I
that?
don't even know the grandchild's name.
Right. I
She
mean,
did claim a few people know it, and I know Lips was one of them, and she made an account before, but I don't know who else would have that info. She when I went over there to kind of stick up for people
Right.
saying that it wasn't all you guys, she made it sound like a couple of you guys did know the names, and I had no, but I didn't think any of you would do that.
Listen, we wouldn't, and she may have told us the name, but I don't remember stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I I struggle to recall the names of children of the mean girls that are living. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
Right.
because I have ADHD, I'm not medicated, so
Hmm.
it's really
I
hard
get
for me
it.
to retain stuff.
I get
And
same here.
so that was another thing. And the troll that came up, the one or more trolls that came up, um, apparently she missed the live stream when the same type of troll, went into Betty's like 6 weeks ago. They also have gone up to other panels, and said the same thing. Rap, do you remember when Rap was live streaming that, Sarah? I thought you were in chat.
No,
It
the
was
same troll from Prairie Gardens, or
no.
from
Do you remember? I don't. I thought you were in chat. It was late at
maybe I
night.
just don't know which one yet.
Yeah, it was late at night. Rap was restreaming Easy, and Easy went over to another panel, but he was still streaming it. So the troll was over there saying the same things on this black guy's channel.
Hmm.
It's a legitimate troll group of people that do this, and you can't. First of all, the way we troll, that's not how we troll. too, we're not going to say I hate Enners. We're not going to make claims of I will R and K your children. Like, this is a different type of troll. So all she continues to do is blame us. I mean, I was in the back chat with you, Sarah. How could it have been me and that person at the same time?
Yeah.
Because I heard her make the claim, so I was like, I'm going to go get in that back chat and see what it actually says.
Well, that's why I originally went over there, because I'm like, how you guys kept getting blamed, or everyone in there, and I'm like, it's not. That's originally why I went, and then it just kind of turned into all the other stuff,
Yeah, that was insane. That
I tried.
live. I know.
I know. I guess I got some very strange text messages that were very cruel towards me.
I was going to say, I feel so bad that you're getting the brunt of.
Yes.
As I believe things are seeking in to Constance, she's lashing out at you because the acceptance is so hard for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you handled yourself very well.
It's like I just want to try to get to help her see
compassion.
it. But you know what? Do you know that I got a text after that live, and it was appalling to see that somebody wrote that they couldn't believe what I did to Constance, and I'm an evil It was really bad. It was like saying how evil I am and how I attacked Constance, and I'm like, are you on fucking crack? Because I just sat there and got abused again, and I tried.
Who was it from?
I'd have to look. Somebody in your group sent it to me, and I was just shocked that somebody would even. They must be on crack. If they must need to go watch that again and listen. Who got yelled at?
Whose group?
The Mean Girls. One of the Mean Girls sent it to me. I'll send it to you. It was terrible. It's just like they had to have been on crack to think that I was abusive towards Constance. I don't know how anyone could think that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Because you weren't. They were attacking you.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it was a troll trying to be funny. I don't understand. But yeah, I'll show you because it's just kind of appalling, really.
All right, I'm going to drop down. I just wanted to say, ma'am, that's lying. I need begging again, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, you ladies, I'll be in chat. Bye.
Okay, see you later.
So Sarah, I just want to say, I tried to take up for you and all of us.
Thank you. I saw you in there. I just couldn't see all the comments fully, but I did that. I appreciate you came in there. Thanks.
So, I just feel bad. I mean, I don't think, I didn't know really what to do, I don't know why she singled you out like this.
Well, it still meant something to me that you were there,
I don't know why she's singling you out though.
Because
I'll tell you who I feel like the person that sold her so well on the whole facade was Alicia. And so if she's going to be mad at anybody, it should be Alicia, because we were new to these people. Alicia knew them intimately. You and I had come from Tigers. Alicia knew them personally, been to their home. We had not. And so if she wants to be mad at anyone selling her a facade, it should be her. Not that I'm throwing her under the bus, but just because she knew them on a personal level. So I took her more credence. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew them on an intimate level. And when I would go to her with my own issues, XYZ, someone said XYZ, how do you want me to handle this? Like doing damage control when it came to them intimidating people about their, physique and stuff when they were coming to me, that sort of thing. She was my go-to person because she knew him intimately, and I feel like he always held her to a high regard as far as respect goes.
Yeah, I do too.
One, in the entertainment industry, and two, because of her faith. And she was always level-headed and knew how to handle him with kid gloves. And so I feel like if she's going to be angry at anyone selling her on an idea or on a concept, that wasn't us. And it wasn't chaotic either. So that's just what I want to say. my go-to person wasn't Sarah when I had an issue. You know, and so it's sort of like I'm trying to tell her, go take it up with Jimbo. This is the person that you have been crusading for and selling this concept, this idea. Well, I'm sorry, but and as that facade is crumbling, you don't get to take that out on us. Because you tried to tell her all along. You didn't just wake up one day and go, oh, by the way, it's been tender all along. You've tried to be ever so nicely about it. And you didn't say, look, bitch, wake up. You didn't ever say that.
No, that's what I take.
Always very nice, very kind. Until yesterday, you kind of lost your temper, and I understood.
Well, I think I lost my temper on Maggie, but I don't. If I did on Constance, I don't remember. I try not to on her.
I think it was just on the whole situation.
I know at one point
anyone. It was collectively. It wasn't just
one. I might have raised my voice once because I think I was trying to be heard for once. Because I couldn't be heard. But
right.
I didn't mean any harm out of it. I was just trying to be heard.
Yeah.
Besides Maggie, because she was being real rude to me in chat, and Rosebud. I don't know them,
I just
really.
feel like how we are all individually been blamed. Who the fuck was his PR person? Go take it up with them. It wasn't us. We just happened to be crappy mods. I'm just kidding. No, we were great mods. I'm kidding. Because that's what he keeps saying.
Well, I think part of it's probably because you have a show and I'm on here and we talk about stuff, and not a lot of people from there that have left are discussing this. So naturally, it's going to draw others to it. You know what I mean? Like, if there were some other people that had a show like we're having right now, that would probably happen to them too at the same time. So I don't know that we're particularly singled out. It's just because we're vocal.
Maybe.
Why, you know what I mean?
I felt like we were, maybe because we were there. I don't know.
Because we were there and we're not there, and we're having a show and we have these discussions.
Right. I don't know. It just sort of came out of left field, didn't it? Because what were y'all talking about? It wasn't that. You were being blamed for being a troll or something, right? I believe Hummingbird was saying it was you doing something in chat.
A couple of people were, yeah, something like that. Some of the people were saying I was trolling Mama T.
Okay, so that's how it started. And they were saying you were trolling her how?
That's what I didn't understand.
If you were modding, how were you trolling? First of all,
no, I think they meant yesterday.
Panel, explain to people who don't know. When you're up on panel, what you don't see and you can't control. It's kind of hard to even mod when you're on panel, right?
I think the point was they were saying I think if I took it right, they were claiming that I went up on Mama T's to be a troll, like messing with her. But I went up, I didn't tell anybody I was even going over there. I was, the link was in, what was it, Rap Stream or whatever. And I just decided I'm going to go try to talk to her because I think she might let me up where she's not letting some people up. I knew she was not letting Nicolina up, and they kept blaming Nicolina and other people for certain things. So I just said, okay, I just got to do this. It was a split second thing. Like, I got to go feel like I had to say something for them. I knew in that moment it wasn't them. I was trying to stand up.
In chat. Okay, I got
No, yeah, I was trying to stand up for them, that they weren't the things they were getting blamed for, and I thought she might, end up letting me, because she knows I'm not going to go up there and yell, so I thought I had a chance to talk to her, The rest kind of just happened. It wasn't planned or anything.
Okay. And then she came back on later on last night about something else, right?
Right.
Okay, I didn't catch that one at all. And
Warrior Wednesday.
Okay, so she was spotlighting a case or something?
Herself, I believe.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's why that was brought up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then so at that same time, Prayer Garden was on. Is that right?
Well,
around
yeah, I went to listen
midnight our time.
about midnight when that started. I had gone in there a few minutes before midnight, and then Prayer Garden has just started dropping her StreamYard link, and she got this guy that was giggling and doing weird stuff backstage, and you know, she was kind of messing with him, telling him he
Okay,
needs
now
to
I have some
brush.
clips. Do you want to hear them?
Sure. You want me to?
Okay.
Okay.
First, they're extremely graphic,
Very graphic.
and we are not tragedy pimps. So either you do think I should play it, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think I should play it, put 2 in the chat, and we'll just tell you. You know, because
And
it's
also,
extremely graphic.
I would also like it known that last night calls were made to the TBI just because I saw people in the chat saying that they did call and that they thought the FBI was probably watching because the guy was up there for so long. And they needed to,
Right.
they were trying to
Hey-
get him to keep talking so they could trace the call.
Hey, Izzy and Guidance and Linda and all you folks coming in. And Squiz and hey, there's Sayla and Zepparella and Kells Bells. Good to see y'all. So good to see y'all. Love you guys. And McDonald's Wi-Fi, awesome. I'm glad you're here for backup. Southern Girl. Backup for Wi-Fi.
1, 2, 3. I've seen
Yeah,
3
so,
twos.
3 2, so don't play it.
We have 3 twos and 4 twos, and then we got.
Okay, let me put it in this mindset.
You got more ones though.
Okay, if you've ever watched Dirty Harry, it is him literally like taunting the police. Okay, it's sort of that kind of concept. All right. If you don't think you want to hear it, just turn it off for a minute. All right. Okay, so here is one of them. Turn my volume
Nobody
up
here's
here.
claiming to be a victim. You're just wasting your time trying to troll us back. Don't you got anything better to do? Go do a show or something.
Right. Okay, let's see. PG trolled trigger warning. Here it goes.
The fella took her to work that day, and then I was obviously waiting there. She was hid under a bag of cement. I fucking fired up the wood chipper, and then, you know, it was like tomato sauce. You know, if you shake it without the lid on top, just sort of goes everywhere. Like, I had to buy a new shirt.
Thank you.
It was stressful days of my
Can't
life.
you try to speak more? The fella
took her to work that day, and then I was obviously waiting there. She was hid under a bag of cement. I fucking fired up the wood chipper, and then, you know, it's like tomato sauce. You know, if you shake it without the lid on top, just sort of goes everywhere. Like, I had to buy.
Hopefully y'all could understand that. Okay. And then here is where he came on.
Somebody trying to come on.
Aye.
Oh.
Yeah. I've got a confession to make, and I thought this would be the perfect place to do it.
You have a confession to make?
Huh?
Did you say you have a confession to make?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey man, what you eating?
I'm eating somewhere else. She's been in my freezer for 3 years. I can't. Who was this?
Okay, those are the 2 I've got. So tell us about it, Sarah.
Sorry, I gotta put my sound back on. I know it was kind of hard to understand him because his accent was very strong. You know, it was a bit of a. Let me turn this. I'm gonna fix my mic just so I can make sure everybody hears me. Sound good?
Could y'all hear it okay? Yeah, it's very disturbing.
So he did come up a couple times. He got dropped down I mean, Prayer Garden kicked him the first time, and then because people started coming in from other communities like Daisy, we had Jody Sue,
Justin.
Ziggy, Justin, other creators, you know, with bigger channels started coming in to listen, and they were like, get him back up there talking, so, you know, that some of the people could call TBI. So he first came on thinking he was funny, pretending he had her in the freezer in bags, and he was eating her, calling her Summer Wellington. Like he thought that was a funny joke, which was not. And then he went on to say that he felt like he had to talk about it now because he has PTSD from the wood chipper, which he's claiming that she was hidden in a bag of cement, like an empty bag of cement, and that they went out to the woods to handle that in a wood chipper to get rid of evidence. I mean, he even threw Benny Keys into it. He said that Benny Keys was involved, which everybody last night said they were going to get a hold of Benny, but I don't know if they did because that's not cool to throw him in it, you know?
Well, let me tell you, I went to go look and see what was happening with Benny, and he had posted that he was turning himself in, is what I understood it to read like. He said everyone who's hooked up to Vine, you're about to get a notification. So that, you know, led me to assume he went and turned himself in. So
that's how I read it, that he needed some money in his books.
Defend himself.
I know, that's what kind of sucked about that, because I know people were trying to get a hold of him, but his name was thrown out as being involved, that he was involved in hooking up this connection with this guy, and that the parents arranged it. They discarded it that way, and he just went on. It was so disgusting and graphic. He would giggle every now and then, but then he would claim he had PTSD from the wood chipper. It was really disgusting. I never heard that if it's a troll, there's nothing funny about it. They're talking about somebody's kid, you know, and some people were just trying to get him to keep talking so they could potentially trace it.
At one point, he admits to being paid $50 to do it.
Towards the end, he then said he was paid $50, and I think he might have said he did it 4 other times on other panels with other trolls. But that was after he was told that he's going to get in trouble and that TBI is going to get involved. No, they said FBI. It's actually federal, you know, because it was he's coming from the UK potentially. But PG got his last name.
Are you surprised at how much interest there is from the UK in summer?
Yeah.
It's odd, the whole thing.
Yep.
He sounded drunk, high and drunk.
Yeah, very giggly, and his face was shown, and he looked like he was probably between late 20s to mid 30s at most, I would say. You know, he looked to be a young man. It was not Carl. I know a lot of people thought that could be it, you know. It was very detailed. It just kept going on and on, you know, like they kept asking questions to keep him talking, like I said, and he had to answer for everything on the fly, so it was really weird.
Let me turn this down here. Still playing here. Okay. I know that when Justin came over, I thought that he said that he had also heard him on other panels trolling. So this guy's just a sick twist, right?
I believe somebody said that. I don't know if it was Justin, but Justin did get very upset. I'm trying to see some of the chat. He did say something about Mexico, and then he said, did he say Michigan? Oh, he said he picked Summer up in North Dakota. There was some kind of hub in Michigan, and then he said he picked her up in North Dakota. And he said he carried her in his suitcase back to the UK. The remains, like, supposedly.
So I know really that there was talk of her privating that live. Is it still up? Do you know? I'll refer everyone over to see it.
I took a glance this morning, and it was still up. When I first looked this morning real early, it was at over 6,000 views, and it was still up. Now, whatever time PG started it at, the guy started coming on panel around midnight, so you have to look at the time the live started, and you can fast forward just to the panel part. I don't have the exact timestamp, but that's when he came on, about midnight, slightly after.
Yeah, it was
And then
something.
Justin came up on panel and flipped out on him, because he's like, "Why is this happening on this panel?" He was very upset, and then he started crying, and he went and had his own live too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you went over to that one.
I did because I've never seen him so upset just to listen. Like I said, I was just kind of stunned what was going on. So yeah, I was kind of watching.
How some people can taunt law enforcement or whatever. I mean, I know that Prayer Garden isn't law enforcement, but
she has talked to Detective Pruitt, she claims, multiple times though.
She said his last name was Davidson.
Davidson, yep.
She went to do the authentication, his name was Davidson.
And then Prayer Garden said, "I got your exact location. I'm turning you in." And he said, "You can't. You know what a VPN is, right, lady?" Or something like that. So he taunted her back with the VPN story. But I don't think he had one. I think he used it as a cover up from the tone in his voice. He sounded like he was lying to me. When he started realizing he's going to get in trouble, I think he started changing his tune.
Southern Girl says, yeah, it was definitely disgusting, but I think that's all it was, troll. But again, the guy probably definitely needs to be looked into. That was sick. Exactly.
Yeah, wouldn't you think it's federal now if he was in the UK and he did that here? I think he could I would think they're still going to look into it. I think it was criminal. My own opinion, I think criminal charges are possible. I don't know. You can't I don't know if that's something that's allowed to be done, what he did. And it still has to be investigated because he literally admitted to participating in murdering Summer Wells.
Then he backtracked when they were saying we've got TBI following this chat right now.
Towards
He's like, "You're trying to put me in the murder," and it was like, "You're the one that put yourself in it,"
Oh, Belgium, that's right. He did change it, but he also then threw the VPN stuff out too. Either way, I'm pretty sure they got him. They can get him. He was on the phone long enough.
Okay, so you go to Justin's, and what happens over there? Was he in contact with anybody while he was live?
He was already in bed. No, I think because other people admitted they already called and they were watching. Some people in the chat were right on it, and actually Prayer Garden, I think, asked Daisy to do it to make the call, but I had seen somebody in the chat say they already called and that they were watching. They were right on it, so. And because it's still up, I'm sure multiple people called and probably called too much. In fact, when stuff like that happens, I'm sure they're going to look into any potential criminal charges and whatever else. They have to still follow up, I would imagine. You can't just go online these days and
PG's on almost every night, isn't she, Gamer Girl?
Yeah, she has periods where she takes a break, but she's on almost every night. It's the one with a lot of views, the last one. I can't remember the title. Oh, it's something to do with a vending machine is in the title. That's the live.
No, she kicked him. And then
she kicked him at first. But then I think she was trying to be clever to let potential law enforcement, to let him keep talking in case people were trying to trace him. I think that's where she was going with that. But some people didn't like it. Some people got upset by it, allowing it to happen, like Justin.
I think it really spooked her at first.
I heard a little bit of an echo, but I just did my mic again in case it's me. But I still hear it a little bit.
Me echoing?
In the chat. It might be you a little bit because I've already checked my mic a couple times. I just did it again in case. They're saying in chat they hear it. And I do hear a little something in the background. It's very quiet, almost like an echo of me. I think.
Is that better?
Let's see. We have to talk first. I don't hear it now. Wait.
Okay, it's my phone. I think I had it on my phone. I was playing YouTube on my phone.
That might have been it.
Have you had the mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A yet?
No.
I've
never eaten there.
You never eaten at Chick-fil-A? Really?
No.
Is that a North Carolina thing? I thought it was everywhere.
Well, we finally got one here a couple years ago, close to me, but I don't really eat out much.
Y'all are soldering right now, aren't you? I think y'all hear a solder. It sounds like a solder machine.
In my background, that's my air
Yeah,
conditioner.
it's her air conditioner.
But there's a different kind of noise. It's almost like talking very quietly, sort of an echo. But I think that's what they mean. Somebody said buzzing. All right, I'm away from my AC, but I'm always right next to it when I'm on the lives. Is that any better? Oh, somebody just said it sounds like AC. Yeah, that's what it was. Is that better? Let me turn my phone so I can see better. Still there.
What do you hear now?
I muted it for a second. There it is. I hear myself. I think it's me echoing through you, maybe? How about I'm going to mute my phone and then you talk and see if people can hear it. How about that?
Can y'all hear it?
Is it any better? I checked all the boxes again. I just don't know what I could be echoing through.
I'm making sure mine is off.
I mean, I usually have both of those boxes checked. Aren't they supposed to be both checked? Let me turn this.
Okay.
It's good.
They say you're good now.
Well, if it keeps doing it, I'll try again, but I had just already done it.
Try
It
putting a
might be
bag
these.
on your head. Try putting a bag on your head and turning around.
It's these damn cheap headphones. I got the cheap headphones, sorry. They were on sale on Black Friday.
It's okay.
$30. JBL.
They're saying it was your AC, not your headphones.
But I
It
still
was
heard
an
like
electrical interference.
it could be the brain chip.
They said it was a humming, definitely AC.
I heard a voice in the echoing like my own voice or something, but whatever. I'm standing away from it for a second.
Not to harp on the Constance thing, but I do feel like it's almost like when you're trying to tell someone's cheating on them, and it's the hardest thing for them to hear. And so they want to hear anything but that. And they would almost rather hate you than believe that. Denial.
Yeah.
And so I hope you don't take any of that personal, because I feel like that was just all that it was. You were there and you were projected on, calling you stupid, all that kind of stuff. That was rough.
I don't remember that. I think at the end she said, I can't stand you, but I love you or something like that, maybe.
Maybe it was something like that. I don't know. Maybe she didn't call you stupid. I don't remember.
Something like that.
But it was not good words.
I know. I guess maybe I'm easy to take it. You know what I mean? To let it out on. but I feel like it's misplaced anger at someone else that's being put
Right.
on me because I'm
I'm glad
easy.
you know that because that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm like an easy target or easy to let it out, but
Yes.
I'm a good listener. I would listen. I'll take it. You know what I mean? If it makes, but I don't. If it helps, you know, let it out. But
Exactly. Hey, Caitlin.
it's not really going anywhere. But I'll keep doing it if it helps.
Brainworm said, lift your hair up and take a small screwdriver to the plate screw and remove the plate behind your head. There's a tiny sensor.
I can't reach my chip. Help me.
I can't reach my
Help me. I didn't mean it like that, Sayla. Not that easy. I was watching one of his clips earlier though, the one where Ernie was laughing and he fell. And I actually happened to get the timestamp when he fell, when he was laughing so hard he fell off the toilet or the chair or whatever. That shit's funny. Come on.
Did you see the one I made of him on panel with Hormaxer, and Hormaxer doesn't have a shirt on and Easy doesn't have a shirt on, and they go, "Come on, Ernie, do it
No.
with us. Come on, Ernie, take your shirt off too." And Ernie's like, he starts to take his shirt off. I was like, oh my god.
No, I didn't see that.
So gonna talk into doing some fuck shit.
I need to see that one.
That's the clip I posted today.
I don't know how I missed that. I'm watching that after.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you. That sounds like a good laugh.
But the clip, you can't see Ernie's expression, but if you go back and watch it, the whole is a lot longer than just a clip. I couldn't make the whole thing a clip. I'll send you the whole thing so you can see Ernie's expression. He's like all excited. He's like, okay. And he starts to take his shirt off. It's like, no. They're going to talk you into doing bad things. And Hormaxer was saying, yeah, I think maybe we could do a porn together. You know? And he's like, really? Oh, God.
Was it the real Hormaxer or the cartoon? Was it the real Hormaxer?
It was the cartoon. No, it was the cartoon.
Okay.
And he was rubbing his belly and all.
Okay. So that one is
hilarious.
I'm trying to remember that one's name, the cartoon.
It was hilarious.
Does anyone remember the cartoon's name? I just can't think of it right now.
I don't know, but it was hilarious.
Trippycast, that's it. He plays a good Hormaxer. He sounds like him. I'll give him that.
I just know that Ernie was really excited.
Want to see me
roar? He's so excited about. They're like, "Are you high on your tiger pills?" They're like, "If you're high on your tiger pills, let's make a porn."
That's the clip I was just watching, where he's all like jammed up and he's like punching, you know, throwing his punches at the screen. That shit's funny.
The hell, yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Let's see, invite. I'm in love with this mac and cheese. I can't think straight.
Chap Butt Cheeks. I like that name.
I love good creamy mac and cheese, man. And
is this like L?
There you go. E squared. E squared wanted a link.
Oh, hi, E squared. I might need to grab my charger. I can still hear you guys though. You've known Trippy for over a year? I only just started seeing him on like other panels. Does he do other characters?
I don't know, but that one's hilarious.
I wonder if he does other cartoons.
Is it on Twitch that he's able to do that? I dropped the link. Yeah, there it is.
I'm just grabbing my cord. I'll be right back.
Well. Welcome. Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. Had my treatment yesterday, so I'm a little bit. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I've got it. Let me. I'm sorry. I've got an echo. Give me just a second.
I'll mute out and let you talk.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot to pause my stream, and it was giving myself an echo. I had and if it wasn't you that made this claim, because it's been a while back, I do apologize. But I seem to remember you saying if you ever posted anything that bothered somebody or made them feel some type of way, just to speak to you about it, respectfully,
Oh, yes.
of course, and that
Oh,
you would
yes.
take it
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
So I'm respectively asking you to take down the Grinch video, please.
Okay, I sure will.
I don't know what that is.
Myself and her and a lot of other people would really appreciate that.
Okay, if y'all want to talk, I'll do it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
not
visit. Y'all want to visit while I do it?
I'm not sure what the video is, but I mean, I think I have a
It's
clue what
mine.
you're talking about.
It's mine.
Okay.
It's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very hard to hear the first time, and I just don't see any point in it being repeated over and over. So, like
get
I
it.
said, I'm asking with all due respect,
Oh, yeah.
And I would do the same if it was. We all get caught in bad moments. We all have our little
Absolutely.
times when we've had it up to here, and it's unfortunate when it gets caught on a live or on any type of video, but yeah,
I believe it's titled The Art of Manipulation, right?
I do believe so, and it's got a picture of the Grinch as the thumbnail.
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing okay. I had my treatment yesterday, so I'm still a little down. It takes me a little while to kind of bounce back from it, but I'm
Make you a
doing
little
okay.
sick?
I did get some positive, well, in my case, positive scan results yesterday. There was basically no change, which in my case is good because we're not looking for it at this point to go away. We're just looking for it not to get worse, and it hadn't. So that was good news.
So would that mean that the medicine's kind of halting it?
It's keeping it at bay. Yes, it's
Oh,
keeping
okay, that's good.
keeping it from spreading, keeping the spots from getting larger. So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
So what would what do you do? Keep getting the same treatment to keep it that way?
Yeah,
now?
it's just from here on out until I start getting side effects that I can no longer tolerate. Basically, it would take me telling him I no longer want to do it. And at this point, I don't foresee that happening. This chemo that I'm on now is a lot easier on me than the first one was. I've kept my appetite, which I was really concerned about because I lost 80 pounds with the first round, and that was in 6 months.
Damn, 80 pounds?
So, I had a little weight on me to begin with, but had I not, that could have been fatal in itself. If I would have started at 140, I couldn't have.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't have lived through losing 80.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's down. I've just got to remind my husband about an appointment he forgot. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, you're fine.
Do you have good nausea meds to help you with keep an appetite?
I do, and honestly, I rarely have to take them. I had to take some this morning, and that's probably more due to me just having my treatment yesterday. But I rarely have to take them at all. The worst side effect that I'm having right now is the pain. And we're all adults here. I can say the word diarrhea instead of so much of the vomiting like the other one did. This one causes more of the diarrhea side of it, but it is controllable with like Imodium and things like that. So,
that's good.
And I love to eat. I've always loved to eat. So that was really hard on me the first round. I couldn't eat anything. I didn't want to eat anything. You know, that's how I lost so much weight so quickly. But with this one, I'm able to eat. Probably still not as much. I don't eat 3 meals a day plus snacks, you know, whatever they recommend the normal person eat. I don't do that. I may eat one formal meal a day and then maybe a snack or two. But, you know, considering
Yeah,
that's
considering.
good, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, I am glad that I got that news that it's at least halted, halted growth. That's good.
and this one did cause me to completely lose my hair. This is not shaved. The first time I kind of freaked out because I lost 3 patches right here in the top. So I just freaked out and shaved it all because I didn't know
Yeah.
whether it was coming out or not. Now this is all organic. I had one strip that was right around the edge here that was still long, and I just took scissors to it. But like I said, you know, I understand a lot of women, their hair is kind of their identity and it bothers them really bad, and that's
I can
on them.
imagine.
But with me, it's not that big of a deal. I go out like this. I'm on live like this. You know,
Yeah, right.
the hair was not a big deal to me. I would rather have my appetite and not the nausea than the hair, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of keeping it at bay. He can't really tell me how much it's going to help or not, you know, but I just, you know, I believe in God and I have my own faith, and, you know, I believe that no matter what I do or don't do, he's going to be the ultimate decider anyway. But, you know, I'm doing it more as a show of that I'm trying, you know, that my kids see, my parents see, you know, that I'm doing everything in my power, even if it only gives me an extra week. I'm doing everything in my power to get that extra week, you know. So I think with cancer, the not knowing is the worst. You know, you just never know. I have had some enlargement of my spleen, even since my last scan, which I do every 3 months. It's up to 16 centimeters right now, and it's considered severe when it gets to 20. So I'm hoping it doesn't get to that point. I do have some kidney stones that have been there throughout this whole process, almost a year and a half, because they will not I can't pass them organically, and they will not do any type of surgery or anything while you're taking chemo. So I have no option for them to go in and bust them up or anything like that. And then they also found a renal cyst in this scan. He didn't talk about that a whole lot. I got a copy of the paper document as I was leaving, and I actually read that on my own. So I don't know if somehow the stones being in there so long is causing the cyst, or if it's something completely separate, but the way, you know, when you're seeing a doctor for cancer, that's their focus, is the cancer, you know, and if he doesn't believe it's related to the cancer, he's really not going to address it, you know, unfortunately. But like I said, even if they did, they wouldn't go in and remove the cyst or bust it or whatever it is they do to a cyst. I don't know.
So I hope your stone doesn't move. I hope it doesn't, get lodged or anything, stays put or whatever, so it doesn't,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I had to have some sort of emergency surgery, they would. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they
probably just emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, Southern Girl, that's something that, you know, I came to Gypsy one-on-one.
I can't see it.
You know, I came to Gypsy directly. That's something that you're going to have to go to Jimbo directly about. Honey, I don't know. I went to sleep early last night. I didn't even watch the show. So I have no idea about it. And I wouldn't have been able to see it had she
I
not.
can't see the comments right now. I just wanted to listen to your, what you have going
Yeah.
on. So I have my comments off so I could listen.
And I do really appreciate that, Gypsy. And that's why I didn't just want to leave some kind of snarky comment or anything like that. I wanted to come to you directly.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm just trying to make sure my husband knows where he's going to take something.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
We completely forgot about some doggy stares I'm giving somebody.
Oh.
So I'm trying to make sure everybody gets their comment put up while I'm taking care of that too. But I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I try. I'm not perfect by any means. Have I left snarky comments on people's stuff? Yeah, probably. Have we all? Yeah, probably. But, I seem to have recalled you saying a while back that if anything ever really, truly bothered somebody to come to you. So that's what I was doing.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I've done it respectfully.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's only one other person that's had me remove something, and that was Betty. So, yeah, that's absolutely.
One person came to me too to remove a video, and I did too. But it was done behind the scenes. They asked me to,
Right, and I could have sent an email, and I apologize if that would have been
There's
better.
no problem.
I
don't think so.
I just figured this was the quickest,
I think
easiest way.
everyone is enjoying getting to hear from you again.
Yeah,
I try to.
I like hearing the update.
I know I've slacked so much on my channel. It's pitiful, but
I'm sure you don't have the energy.
I really don't I go in little spurts. Like it's just I can go for a few minutes and then just doing this. When I get off here, I'm going to be exhausted. But
I imagine that gets you down for a couple days afterwards.
Yeah, I have my treatments every 3 weeks, and
hey traders.
The first week is
Hey,
usually
Kennedy.
the severe fatigue, and then I get I guess a lot of people would call them
Thank
night
you, Lion
sweats, but
Mama.
I sleep in and out
Night.
all throughout the day and night, so mine is pretty much sleep sweats. Anytime I go to sleep, like I wake up soaking wet with sweat.
Thank you, Lion Mama.
So that's what I go through on my first week. And then on the second week is when the diarrhea really hits. And then by the third week, right before I go have another one, by the third week, I'm usually feeling more up to myself, so. But my treatments are pretty much indefinite, until, like he said, either they stop working or I just tell him I don't want to do them anymore. So
You have
And
good
I-
color. Real good
Thank you.
color. Yeah.
yeah. And I enjoy catching up with people too. We hear so much about this side that.
Well, I appreciate. I mean, I know everybody has their own opinion in the chat, but I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and not, dropping the other stuff. You know what I mean? I know some people can't, but I like hearing what's going on.
I think that
I can put that
really-
aside.
I think that was really rude, Southern girl. I've never done anything to you specifically myself. And everybody says take responsibility for your own actions. You guys don't like it to be lumped in together. And
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
like it to be lumped in together either. So just because
I understand.
just because you feel like my side is vile, doesn't mean you sit and tell me you don't care I have cancer. Keep that to yourself. I don't care if you care or not, but you don't have to say it directly to my face. I'm sorry, guys.
No, I would agree. I can't see all what's going on, so I apologize in the chat. You know what I mean?
She
I
just-
wouldn't want your feelings to be hurt. Like personally, I don't like seeing
I'm
that.
trying to put them on.
she just basically said she didn't care about anything I had to say or about my cancer. Sorry, not sorry. That my side was vile.
I know that everybody has their own feelings, but if you could just see that every we don't all think the same, you know what I mean? I know everybody's hurt at different levels and feels differently, but I appreciate that you're not lumping
And
us
now
right
I'm
now, and
gonna
you're talking to us like humans, and I do appreciate that.
exactly. I could have come on here and said that was the most worst video I ever saw in my life, and you better take it down right now. And I didn't come at you like that. I came very respectfully.
Yeah,
And
you
I
did.
came very respectfully of the chat. I said I would only take a few minutes, and that's what I meant. And now I'm going to get slammed for crying on
No,
screen.
nope.
And I'm just
I
really
hope not.
emotional. I'm sorry.
She's really just trying to. She did come respectfully, everybody.
And if you
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to hear the other part of it, they asked me about it. I didn't bring it up. Sarah asked me how I was doing. Gypsy asked me how I was doing.
I'm gonna
And
drop
if I
Southern
said-
Girl a link so y'all can smash it and
Yeah,
Is
if
that-
I
move on.
if I
Is,
said
are you
something-
are
if I
you
said-
up for that though right now? Are you feeling well enough for that?
Yeah, because
I don't want to.
I honestly don't remember saying anything directly about Southern Girl, and if I did, I apologize.
But this could lead to you being more upset. Are you up for dealing with this right now, like emotionally and physically? Because I wouldn't want you to get even sicker where you're on, dealing with your other stuff.
I'll be okay.
Okay.
I would like to personally apologize to you, E Square, that I did not believe that you were a cancer patient. And I based my opinion on the fact that Ernie and Jimbo have been dishonest and have scammed people. And you don't have to forgive me, but I saw a few weeks ago that you really were not lying, and the amount of people that do come on to this platform, do lie, and you do not have to show me grace. You do not have to show me grace. You do not have to take my apology or forgive me, because I don't know how I would feel, but I do want to extend an apology to you. And shame on you, Southern Girl. You gotta show grace, man. I don't care what people say. Like, you only have a limited amount of time on this earth, and E Squared's going through it,
And I appreciate you coming up here and saying that. Like you said, I'll forgive you for me, just so I don't have to hold on to that. It's gonna be really hard. I'm not gonna lie, to forget. But I do appreciate you coming on here and saying it. You have a lot of your people in here and saying it in front of them that, I'm not a liar, and that, I really am going through it. And I don't remember ever saying anything specifically about Southern Girl. And like I said, if other people that I'm in chats with or on certain channels with, if they have, that's not on me.
Well, I think even if, I know we all get caught up and we all say mean things at times just because we're all going at it between communities, but outside of YouTube, we are all real humans. I know we dehumanize people on this platform, but we all are humans. We all go through things in life, but I think when you are facing mortality, that is probably the scariest thing to have to go through. And I was insensitive and just assumed it was a lie, and shame on me. And I will walk with that shame, and I will carry that shame. I feel very ashamed of myself. Just seeing you and how different you look, not just because of the hair, but I can see that the chemo is really having an effect on you. From a physical standpoint, you can see it. And I do not deserve your forgiveness. I do not deserve your grace. But I appreciate you for accepting my apology. And I don't think Southern Girl should come up if she's going to be nasty. That will be very selfish. But that's on you, Gypsy. If she's that angry and she can't have grace and compassion, I don't think that would be fair to E Squared.
She said here that she, listen, I hope you do well. I just think you need off YouTube, but you keep jumping around saying crap. Okay.
I haven't seen her ever say anything.
I don't think
Southern
Girl is wanting to come up.
This could be E Squared's only connection, because when you're going through chemo, you really are limited where you can go and what you can do because of opportunistic infections, Southern Girl. So
that's what I was going to say. If I left YouTube, I would be so lonely. I mean, this is all I've got my mom, but she doesn't live with me. She has a job and her own life and a household to take care of. I've got 2 teenage kids, and one just started college. The other one works and does his school, and they've all got things going on too. So a lot of times it's just me and my dogs here. And if I didn't have YouTube and I didn't have at least the noise or people to interact with, I would be completely alone.
You don't need to be off YouTube. You've got your family here on YouTube. I'm gonna drop down. E Squared, I wish you the best of luck, and have the best day that you can have. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate
Welcome.
it.
Yep.
Thanks for coming.
All right. So, I'm not one to hide my feelings, and sometimes I can be insensitive. But and also my guard's up, right? We have all been through the ringer here. And when you see people all of a sudden come into chat and act the way some were acting, it puts a guard up. Like, what are you really doing here? So that's my whole thing. E Squared, I don't mean it like I don't care about what you're going through. I do. Obviously, cancer is a horrible thing to go through. But you're up here saying you haven't ever said anything about me. I mean, you've come into my chat
that I could remember. Okay. And I'm not using it for an excuse. Chemo does a number on your brain, and if I have, and I went on to say, if I have, I do apologize, but I do not remember specifically saying, "Oh, Southern Girl is this" or "Southern Girl is that." But if you can tell me some.
No, I mean, we don't even need to get into it. If you're going to apologize on a blank thing, then I will too. I'm sorry. And I don't mean it, like I said, obviously I've been through with people with cancer, and I stood by you with your whole cancer thing back then. I knew you had cancer. I thought it was in remission. And I think Nick was the one that told me, no, she heard it was back or whatever. But it's just that guard that's up, like Jimbo has used that before, that, we're all going after E Squared and she has cancer and this and that. And then it's like they try to use that, and then they still be awful. And I know you say you didn't watch the stands thing, and that's what made me mad to make that comment is, what? I really don't care about listening. It's more about listening. It's not that I don't care about your cancer. But then go ahead and look at Jimbo's freaking thing last night. All about Gypsy. Look at the chat and how disgusting the chat was last night to Gypsy. And then today you guys are over here. And that's what makes me upset.
I came over here by myself to ask for a favor. I don't know who else is in chat.
I think they're supporting her.
I literally, as soon as I came in chat, said, "Can I have a link?" I hadn't been watching because I didn't think she came on till 3.
Right.
So I didn't know that she was even on. So as soon as I came in, I said, "Can I have a link, please?" I hadn't been watching. It wasn't a calculated thing.
I think what Southern Girl would like for you to do is maybe you could go over there and tell them to chill off me and Sarah now.
Yeah, like maybe at least, you know, I think
No, you scratch our back now.
Yeah, the live last night was just disgusting.
I don't know anything about it.
And if you're gonna like, I love Mayes, so I can understand, and you know, videos like that is it is what it is. But so I can understand you coming over here and asking that totally. But in return, maybe you can go ask them to remove the live from last night because it was really disgusting. That was probably the only live that I've actually listened to in months because somebody told me about it.
And I didn't watch it. I watched Prayer Garden.
And I have a question, and this is gonna sound snarky.
I watched Prayer Garden.
This is gonna sound snarky, I know, before I even say it, but I promise I don't mean it this way. But and not even just to you guys, to all of us. If you have a creator or a channel that you don't like, and you're not a clip channel that needs to get certain information or whatever the case may be, why do you watch it?
Well, it's not. Listen, most of us don't watch it anymore. But when it's one,
I don't because I don't want to get hurt, so I just stay out of it. That's my way, but everybody handles it different.
That's what is said.
Why do y'all watch me?
Right, Gypsy, right. I mean,
why do y'all watch me?
Well, yeah, some people watch or want to come in and do comments. Like I saw a troll earlier, you know, but I just kind of ignored it.
Why do y'all
towards
watch
the beginning
me?
of you?
Right.
I mean, personally, it was, which is what I can answer for, is when I watch just to catch your take on things. Like you guys have a way of like if you've watched Mama T or you've watched maybe something that I didn't get to catch.
True.
You know, I enjoy hearing other people's takes on things that I might not have thought of it that way.
Oh, thanks.
You know?
Right.
But the stand doesn't really do that. They don't really go over other people's lives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, sit there and talk crap about people that we all care about. And I know it goes both ways, but that's what his whole lives are about. And of course you can understand my anger towards it when, you know, you are a very good friend of his. And instead of trying to ask him to stop doing some of the stuff he does, especially if you like watching Gypsy, you know, like, have you ever asked him, hey, you know, can you lay off Gypsy? Like, have you ever asked him that? Have you ever questioned some of the stuff he's been saying lately? And I'm sorry, you have to understand my frustration on all this because I do think you're a sweet lady. I do think, you know, you have a lot to deal with right now, E Squared, and your behavior sometimes that I have seen, you know, like it's you understand my frustration towards it. Like,
see, when you say your behavior and you're speaking about me personally, I don't understand what you're talking
there was the last month or so you've jumped in a lot of chats and made a lot of comments to the point people keep blocking you everywhere you're on.
This is where I sat back for a long time to the point where people even wondered if I was still online. I sat back for a long time and listened to a lot of stuff. And when I got this last prognosis that I got, I said, I'm not sitting in the bushes anymore. If I feel like I have something to say, I'm going to say it.
Right.
But I still don't feel like I do it disrespectfully. I don't go on there cussing people. And I don't know why I'm getting blocked. Because I don't go about it in a disrespectful way. I really don't.
Well,
did you see Nicolina's last comment? The one you pinned? Because I kind of feel like that too.
What? I didn't see it.
I just kind of don't feel like now is a good time.
Right.
To like put a lot of stuff on her.
For me,
I hear both of you. But I also feel bad right now for her too.
And
And
this is why I don't speak out a lot, because I feel like I get put in the middle of it.
I won't do that to you personally, but I know everyone's
Well,
individual, but I
I'll
won't
jump
do.
down. Y'all have
No,
fun.
No.
and ain't,
For
no
me,
offense to
for
you.
me,
No, I don't.
for me, it's the anger towards everything. And for me, the last month, all I've been seeing is E squared jumping into things and and that's what has gotten me angry. So if y'all can't understand that, I don't know what to say.
No, I just didn't
But
see it. I can
when
understand I do hear you.
when
I hear
I
you.
understand where you're coming from totally, Southern Girl. You're just
yeah,
saying, why can't she show us grace?
right. I mean, just last night, a shit show in chat and the live. And I can tell you right now, E squared has probably never asked Jimbo to stop. If she likes you and if she watches you, it would be really nice if somebody could ask Jimbo to take down the live from last night, because the comments were 100% disgusting. And then to see Beth Dutton in chat with what she said last night about Gypsy and how her son should be taken.
Huh?
No, get out of here.
Well, I'll give you my word on this from here on out.
Thank you, Southern Girl, for coming.
Thank you, Southern Girl.
Thank you.
Oh,
for
she's
being
down.
in-
Well,
I didn't even.
I showed you my character, and I removed the video that you requested that I
Yes,
remove.
ma'am.
Okay, let's see what kind of character y'all have.
So
Okay, I'm going to be
Give you
praying
my
for you,
word.
and everybody in my chat is going to be praying for you. And I think we should just end it there.
Okay, but I do want to give you my word on one thing from here on
Okay.
out publicly. From here on out, anytime I see or hear something that goes over the line or even reaches the line, I will say something, whether it's you, whether it's Sarah,
I think
whether
that's
it's
all she's
chaotic,
asking.
whether it's anybody.
Right.
That Southern Girl, whether it's anybody. And
Me,
and
Pat,
so
anyone that has left the stand.
And what I don't understand is when somebody has you blocked where you can't see their comments, they also can't see yours, right?
I don't
Only
know
in the
about that.
in the comment section on videos you can't block. I don't think. I think you can still see everything even if they're blocked.
Well, no,
Like if
I
you
can't
comment on a
see
video.
Southern. I'm talking about like in live chats.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, because Southern Girl has me blocked. I cannot see her comments. So I wish I would have thought to ask her, how does she see all these comments? Because she
I
has
can
me
tell you.
blocked.
I can tell you how people have other accounts, and sometimes you can also watch. I think incognito it's called. I think you can use another account and see.
I've heard of people using that. Yeah.
You can watch it. You just switch accounts if you feel like there's comments you can't see in your, or and you can also always see pinned comments even if they're blocked. Like if say Jimbo pinned one of your comments, then
Southern
everybody
Girl
can
is
still see
saying,
it.
Yeah, I
just
know
don't.
if you pin it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't sit back and condone it. I feel for you. I do. You have a lot you're going through. So,
And I thought her of all people would understand because she went, and I won't go into it, but she went through it with her friend, you know? And then I hear a couple months back, all I hear for at least 2 weeks is ask cancer this, ask cancer that. Sorry about my language. But I think that's very disrespectful. It's not ass cancer, okay? If anything, rectal cancer would be closer to ass cancer than colon cancer. It's a little farther up. But, you know, that really bothered me. And I didn't say anything. That's before I came out of that shell to where I just finally said, you know, no matter if I've got 6 months, 6 years, or 60 more years, I'm not going to sit back and just not say anything anymore. I'm just not. You know, but like I said, I give you my word that if I'm there and present and something is said that reaches that line, I will say something.
Okay, that's all I can.
Whether it does any good or not,
right?
I can't do anything about
that. Shows your character, though, when you do ask, is all we're saying.
But I will say, you know, hey, I think That was a little too far, guys.
And that's a cute doggy there behind you.
Oh,
I saw his leg rise up every now and then.
I thought I saw a patch of fur behind her.
Oh, I love my pets.
I got one
Me
behind
too.
me and then one on the floor beside. Well, oh yeah, that's his face.
Oh, look at that.
So
What kind of
cute.
dog is that? But what kind is that behind you?
He's a
It
mixed
looks like a
breed.
beagle. Is it a beagle?
I thought it was a.
I think he's part pit, part beagle because his
I
face
love
is kind of like a
beagles.
pit,
Yeah.
but his body is more like a beagle. And then I've got a girl here, Lily. Her mama is an Australian Shepherd, but she looks nothing like an
That's what I
Australian.
thought it was, an Aussie. Because I have an Aussie.
She looks like a Jack Russell, and she acts like one. She can do a standing jump, not a running jump. She can do a standing jump to here, and she's a small dog. Come here, Lily. Come here. Come here, Molly. Come here. Up here. Any other time, she'd be right on top of me. Come up here. Sure. That's my Lily.
Oh, yeah, I see Beagle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's Buddy. That's my
That is a
buddy.
cute doggy. I love
He's
doggies.
my protector.
Dogs
She
can
grabs
help a lot.
His harness is all torn all to pieces. She grabs him by the harness and pulls on it. And I've had to buy so many. I said, I'm not buying anymore. You're just going to wear it with holes in it, buddy.
That's funny.
Because
Well, while you're here, let me ask you one thing. Have you been following any of this other? I know you're a Summer Wells, also buff, and wondered, did you happen to catch any of that over at Prayer Garden last night?
I did not.
You
I
didn't.
did not.
She
I
was
went,
being
I went
trolled
out
really
about
bad.
8:30.
Yeah, this guy was like doing a Dirty Harry style, where he called up and claimed that he was the one who took her, and it was awful. It was awful. After my live, I'm going to take it down too. It's a little clip I had taken from it, what he had said, and it's just part of what he said. It wasn't all of it, and it was bad enough.
Looks like people could get into some kind of trouble or get flagged.
I think there's going to be charges. I think there's going to be federal charges after what I heard last night, because I was there. Yeah, but he also said he had a VPN after they said they had his location. He threw that out there, but I think he was lying. You can scramble your location.
It's where I can be in Kentucky, but if they look up my IP address, it could say I'm in Georgia or even the UK.
Right.
Or
I have mine in another state too.
Gosh, wow. Yeah, he sounded like a total nut job.
But for the FBI or the CIA, if he is overseas, it would be the CIA. I don't know if they would reach that far for one missing. It's sad to say, but for one missing child, I don't know if
He
it would.
gave wicked details about it, didn't he?
Really?
He claimed that he did it, and he gave very graphic, horrific details that made some people cry. It was very bad.
About a bag of cement and all kinds of
wood chipper. He said he used a wood chipper on her. It was really bad.
I hope even if he is in a different country, the FBI reaches out to their
because I know that some killers will taunt. You remember B2K?
Yeah.
He was one that would write letters to the police and taunt them. So you never know.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds
And he even threw.
but somebody did something, you know.
He even used another creator. He even threw BK into it and said he was involved. You know what I mean? It was really weird.
That's right.
BK's not here to defend himself. You know.
Right.
They're saying in chat that he turned himself in.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Earlier when we were talking about it. Yeah, he had a warrant.
Yeah, I saw his, but he had a new
BK,
charge.
yeah.
So he had a new charge too. So I don't know if they went and picked him up or he turned himself in. I don't know which one, but he is in custody. And he has a bond posted, but he says that he's on hold because of his warrant.
Okay, not so dumb blonde. You will see her going over some text messages, It is about maybe 30 minutes into it, and he tries to come up.
I can tell you this, since I was there for it, whatever time she started, like say she started at 11, the guy came on just after 12, like really close to 12. As soon as you see the first, yeah, when you see her drop that StreamYard link, if you can fast forward to the first guest, you'll find it.
And she
It was like-
says, ooh, you look awful. And you can hear him, you know, and just for a second, she puts the camera on him and you can see him.
The background.
He showed
few
his
times.
face.
He showed his face a few times that later when he came back on, she showed his face more too. And she took a lot of screenshots.
Toward the end, you'll see Justin get down. He'll come up. Daisy will come up.
Jody Sue.
I downloaded the whole live too, and I only needed to use the beginning.
And Jody Sue came up after for quite a while too.
You're right. Jody Sue came up. Southern Girl is getting it for you. Yeah, he was. No fear.
Mugshot.
Do you want me to play? Do y'all want me to play it again for E Square? Do y'all want to hear it again, or is it too yucky?
I mean, I don't know the content of it, but I mean, I could handle it if other people can handle it. I mean, I've been.
It's kind of. It's hard to understand him too with his strong accent, so you might have to go over it again. You know, if you really wanted to. It's very strange.
He had reddish blonde hair, didn't he? It was kind of reddish brown hair. When the camera came on him,
so he does have an accent.
Yes,
very strong,
very thick accent, like Carl.
I know people were saying that's
overseas.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying that's Carl, but it's definitely not because I saw his face. He looked to be between late 20s and early 30s. That would be my guess. He was young.
So did he give any
indication
as to why he would have been over here? Or
yeah, but he has a confession. Do you want? This is the first part.
Somebody trying to come on.
I'm gonna mute you.
Aye. Yeah, I've got a confession with me.
Yeah, I don't have any sound.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
The fella took her to work that day, and then I was obviously waiting there. She was hid under a bag of cement. I fucking fired up the wood chipper, and then, you know, it's like tomato sauce. You know, if you shake it without the lid on top, just sort of goes everywhere. Like I had to buy a new shirt.
Hey, dude.
Most stressful days of my life.
Can't you try to speak more?
The fella took her to work that day, and then I was obviously waiting there. She was hid under a bag of cement. I fucking fired up the wood chipper, and then, you know, it's like tomato sauce. You know, if you shake it without the lid on top, just sort of goes everywhere. Like I had to buy a new shirt.
Can you hear it?
Hey, dude.
Most stressful days of my
Can't
life.
you try to speak?
You did? Okay, here's the second one.
Somebody trying to come on.
Aye. Yeah. I've got a confession to make, and I thought this would be the perfect place to do it.
You have a confession to make?
Huh?
Did you say you have a confession to make?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey man, what you eating?
I'm eating somewhere else. She's been in my freezer for 3 years. I said I can't. So what's this script? No.
Dude, what's wrong with you? You got some fucking mental issues. For real?
The fella took her to work that day, and then I was obviously waiting there. She was hid under a bag of cement. I fucking fired up the wood chipper, and then, you know, it's like tomato sauce. You know, if you shake it without the lid on top, just sort of goes everywhere. Like, I had to buy a new shirt.
Hey dude,
Most stressful days of my
can't you
life.
can't you try to speak more?
Well, did y'all hear it that time? I think you're muted. I think y'all are muted.
Yes, I heard it that time a couple times.
Okay.
Did he say why he would have been in the United States or why he would have been in Tennessee? Or, I mean, I just don't understand. There would be travel records and.
He said he met Benny. Isn't that right?
He said, yes, he met with Benny. Benny helped him with it, and that the mom and dad both arranged it. And he said he had PTSD from the wood chipper. He just went on and on and on. It was really gross. Too many weird details. He said he hit her in a bag of cement, and people are like, how did you do that? And he said the bag was empty, and he hurt her. She was put inside the
Christy,
bag.
who's live? Carl?
That's the only thing that makes me question, because that would be expensive travel, and I don't know at that time whether Don and Candace would have funded a trip for that. You know what I mean? Why couldn't they just find somebody in the United States? I mean, it's sick to even think that way, but I'm thinking, like, why would you get somebody all the way from overseas if that was your crazy plan or whatever? It just... I just don't know. I think he's just
Maybe he's here. He could be here though, and just have the accent. He could have moved here
Well,
too.
that's true. That is.
There's
true.
a lot of variables, you know what I mean. But either way,
Yeah.
he just said so. He had so many details. So this, as a troll, if it's a troll, we say that allegedly, then it was very carefully thought out because there was details for everything, very hideous ones.
Yeah, that's just too much.
I mean, talking about someone's child like that and all the details about how he did it. And then Justin did a live directly after that because he went on PG's panel and yelled at the person and said it shouldn't even be on. He shouldn't be on there. He shouldn't be talking like this. He wanted PG to boot him. You know, I think she was trying to keep him there.
He was like, "How can you even talk like this?"
And then he got upset. He cried, and then he went and had his own short panel, and he was crying on his panel actually for a little bit because he was so upset. I never seen him that upset.
Well, he's really I mean, not to say that we're not all caring for this.
You didn't
sweet
get out of
little
line at
girl,
all,
but
Rap.
he's
That's why I
really
gave you a
invested.
wrench, dude. All's good, honey.
Yeah, he's been invested in the case, if that's what you were saying. Yeah.
Right. He's been really heavily invested. So I can understand him being, and I think he's kind of an emotional kind of guy anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. It was bad. But, you know, it's still up if anyone actually wants to listen to it. I'm sure it's going to be looked into regardless because you can't give an admission and then have it not looked into. I don't think, not like to that level of all the stuff.
Yeah, I hope she finds an email, some kind of FBI email or something that she can forward that link to. Or
I bet it was.
Clip the part, you know, like if it's a 4 hour long live, just clip the parts
Clip the
that are
parts where that weirdo came up. So what happened
necessary.
was, while PG was talking, she tried to tell Daisy to go make the call to the TBI, and somebody in the chat repeatedly said that they already had called and that they were listening. So it sounded like they were right on it. If it was true, I mean, anyone
Yeah.
can say that, but it did appear that somebody called. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But they probably got a lot of calls, and I'm sure PG called too, because she does allegedly every now and then talk to Detective Pruitt, who's on the case. That's what she says, anyways, allegedly. So. Either way, not cool. I think anybody in any channel can agree that that was disgusting.
And man, ain't it too bad that BK's not here to refute what this guy
Right.
has said. I mean, that's a
Which could bring him more problems.
Accusation
This
to
could bring
make.
him more problems, right? And they might, who knows, they might have to go speak to him now because his name was
Because
brought
I
into it. I
think
have no
he's
idea.
already been talked to a couple of times by some big higher ups.
I think you're right.
I think they've taken laptops, and if I'm wrong,
oh right, that's
sorry,
right, a long time ago.
Yeah, I think they came and took his laptops and everything right out of his mom's garage. Because he
Allegedly,
was live.
I remember allegedly his mom's pink laptop. You're right, I forgot about that.
So he's already kind of been involved on that side of it. So that's definitely not good.
He doesn't need any more trouble right now. It depends how serious they take it. Either way, I'm sure it's being looked into, Maybe PG will talk about it later. What calls she made,
Yeah, and if she got any follow-up, of if anybody got
She's
any
gonna have
kind
a
of
lot.
follow-up emails or...
She's going to get a lot of people coming in there later asking questions, I bet. I can imagine.
I bet. I know that they were debating on whether to take the live down, so I didn't clip all of it. I heard those 2 clips and I was like, okay, I'm going to delete the rest. I don't need to hear the rest.
Sorry, Nicolina. I'm missing a lot of the comments because I'm kind of focused on E-squared and my phone's half broken. But I do have a new one that arrived. It's just charging, and I don't want to touch it till I have a protected case.
Oh, good. I heard about you falling. I hope you're okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I took a bad fall at the beach. I slipped on a slimy rock. I was actually listening to Nicolina's live when I fell, and the impact cracked it really bad. I only hurt my elbow, but I'm okay. I iced it pretty good.
Someone says that's a Scottish accent, y'all.
It did sound that way.
It does sound like a Scottish accent. Now that you say that, absolutely.
Okay.
Because it reminds me, and I'm not trying to make light of it, but it reminds me of the guy from Austin Powers. The big Scottish guy that wears the kilt.
A lot of people said it reminded them of Carl, so I know who you're talking about too. And it did sound Scottish. You're right about that.
Yeah. I think it just reminds them of Carl because it's so thick. Like, I can't even watch Carl because I can't get maybe 1 out of 5 words.
That's how it was. That's how it was to me at first. I think it takes a couple lives if to get over it, and then you can understand him better. But at first, yeah, it's kind of hard at first.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about a troll over at Prayer Gardens, not Mama T.
We did talk about that briefly, though, earlier on, if that was the question.
And they're saying had a Scottish accent. That's what we're talking about. Carl's is Liverpool.
Oh,
His
my Lord.
accent, they're saying, is Liverpool.
Sorry about that.
The Beatles.
Well, did you see that comment you highlighted just for a second from Brainworms up there? They said that the guy, the troll, his YouTube account was under Faith D, and somebody said that Faith D is at the moment in a mental health place and having mental health issues. So I don't know if that's just today recently.
Oh my God, are you serious?
or if he made the call from the mental health place, or
Gosh.
I don't know how they know that, but that just caught my eye. Thank you, Swisher. And I've been seeing all the kind comments, and I appreciate all of them. If anybody prays or sends up positive vibes, whatever you do to ask for pleasure from the universe, I ask you to do it. I ask you to do it for me.
Sure thing.
I know everybody has their own way of doing things, but just about everybody believes in something. So whatever it is you believe in, if you could ask for some positive things for me, I'd really appreciate it.
He's live at the Looney Bin? I mean, I don't want to say that, but
What's
I'm
that?
Looney.
Oh, my goodness.
If I say that right.
I can't
What kind
see.
of rules do they have over there? I know you couldn't
right?
do that here.
He says
I don't
he's
know who that
watching.
is.
Could you drop his link so we
That's
can all
the
go over
troll.
there and eat our lunch?
What channel? What channel is it?
It's
Yeah, please.
FAYTHD, like dog.
But who is that? Whose
The
channel is that?
troll from last
What?
night.
He has his own channel?
He's just
Well,
a
yeah.
nutshell,
What?
though, Lee Marie.
Wow, we should spy on him. He's gonna get busted. I didn't know.
I don't know how to stream or any of that. So if somebody wants to rap, why don't you go live and stream this fruitcake?
Rap. The guy was crazy last night. He's insane.
Rap, why don't you go live and stream this weirdo?
The
It might
first
be good.
person typed it all together with no space, and then the second
Hold on,
person
brainworms.
put a space in front of the D. So I'm not sure
Hold on a
exactly
second,
how it is.
I'll mod you.
PG caught his last name too, because you know how you click on the person's picture when you're in the backstage, you can see their name. It said Davidson.
Yeah, she said his last name was Davidson. It gave me total creepy-jeebies, right?
Well, at least his picture was visible too, his face. You know what I mean? She got many pictures
Okay,
of his
brainworms,
face.
if you would drop the link there.
That would be great. Good work, whoever found that. I don't know how anyone even found that. I never saw him in the chat to even get his link.
Did Kat just drop it?
PG could
Whoever
have
found it.
gotten it from
true.
the back.
You're right, that's true. But good work, whoever found it.
Thank you very much.
Are we allowed to vape on cam or no?
I think so. Oh yeah, everybody does it.
Okay, I just didn't want to get Gypsy in trouble.
Right. Good asking. I mean, I feel like I see a lot of people doing it, but that is a good thing to ask. You
Yeah,
never
he
know
might
anymore.
be a new specimen for us.
That's true. Specimen. You can't even believe,
Psychoanalyze him.
you can't believe how crazy he is unless you watched his face and everything he said for yourself last night. Even just talking about it, you can't get it through to someone unless you see it for yourself. It's that bad.
Catlin says it's ran by 247 people.
What?
How
Maybe
can that
he
be?
has that many personalities.
Yeah, really, like Sybil. He's talking to a lady about getting help. Yeah.
Is it one of his personalities?
Right, because that wasn't the personality I saw last night.
Is it a real lady or is it a lady up here?
Yeah, right. He's live with his face.
And I'm not poking fun at mental health. We all have mental health issues.
Yeah, I think 90% at least on here, for real. I mean, in some shape or form, and that's why we're on here. Come on now, we have the
Absolutely.
time. A lot of us have the time for it, and
Who's gonna go live and stream them?
And just like I told Mom when I was diagnosed, if I can't laugh about it, then I would have to cry about it. So I just laugh about my ailments, whether it's mental, physical, whatever. You can either laugh or cry.
I mean, that's what I've had to do.
My chat. Go to it.
And Scottish
I'm
people,
telling my
a lot of
husband to go
Scottish
to
people
it.
have red hair too. And you said he had reddish hair.
And Somebody just said he sounds autistic. Now, I will tell you, towards the end of the video, he threw that
He
out
said
there
he
as an
was.
excuse. He said, I can't get in trouble, I have autism, but I didn't know if he was joking.
The link is being
there-
Well, you
requested
can
again.
still
If
get in
someone could drop
trouble.
the link again, thank you.
there's so many levels of autism, you know, like,
Well, you can't get away with murder.
it doesn't matter. You can't
You
talk
would be
like that.
put somewhere. Even if you weren't locked up in a prison, you would be in a mental health facility for criminals, for the criminally
Yep.
insane.
And maybe lose some computer time if that's what you do on there.
Drop
you know
that
what I mean?
link again if you would.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it yet, but I want to make sure that
Thank you.
either somebody's streaming, I want to be able to go with everybody that goes, you know, to watch. If
Southern
we have
Girl
one spot,
dropped
we're all
some
watching
sort
it.
of link. I don't know what it is.
Hey, Peace and
Let me
Pizza.
see.
We're talking about the wacko that was on Prayer Garden last night who claimed to have taken Summer. Apparently,
Squid,
he
it
is
was up
live.
there this morning. It was still there this morning. I don't see the link, but I'd have to probably get off the StreamYard to see it. Oh, did Catlin just post
Catlin
it?
dropped it too.
Catlin dropped one too, but it's a different link. It has different letters and numbers at the end, so I don't know.
Somebody tested out, maybe. Gamer Girl did too.
Well, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think you've got great color. Have you been in the sun?
I think so too.
Just when I was out yesterday, but it was really hot. It was up in the upper 90s. I went out for my treatment, and then we stopped by the grocery store.
Or you have good color and like almost like a glow to your skin, you know?
Yeah.
That looks good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
feeling
welcome.
okay right now. I just took my meds before I mustered up the courage to ask for a link.
I'm glad you did.
I think we're pretty approachable, even if people think we're not. I think we are.
No, I wasn't scared of you guys. I just didn't want.
Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
You know, and there wasn't. I mean, I think it went respectfully both ways. You know, and
Yeah.
something else I wanted to say is the only reason my cancer even came up is because you guys asked me how I was doing. I'm not one of these people that'll just come up and be like, woe is me, I'm so sick, I've got
Like an
cancer.
excuse.
No, I'm still the same person I was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know, that it's like, do you change when you get the flu? Do you change when you get, and you know, I know it's a lot more drastic, but it's not going to make me change who I am or how I act, you know. And that's what really bothered me. Everybody's like, well, people have been talking so mean. I went 1.5 years being called a liar and a scammer and for having cancer, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the most frustrating thing that I could ever imagine, besides having it, you know, is, you know, at first, when it first happened, I was new. Like, I'm not new to YouTube. I've always like watched YouTube videos and true crime and this and that, but I'm relatively new to the whole live stream scene, you know. In the probably the last 1.5 years, 2 years, I even found out about people live streaming on a regular basis and these chats and this and that. So when this all first went down and I came live from my hospital bed after having my first surgery and told my story about being diagnosed, you know, on the stand, and then I started calling a liar and this and that. My first instinct was, I have to prove it. I have to prove it to them. You know, that was my. If it happened today, I'd be like, whatever. They can believe whatever they want to believe. But you know, my first instinct was, how can I prove this without like giving my whole life away? So you know, I went to great lengths. Like I printed off stuff from my patient portal and like blacked out my name and circled my diagnosis and had Jimbo put it on his community wall. I mean, I did everything I could think of to prove myself that I really was ill and that I wasn't lying, you know, and it was just
Probably tough and exhausting, I imagine.
yeah, on top of
all the other
just
feelings.
getting this new, and I had just lost my husband 3 months prior to
Right.
being
That's
diagnosed.
right. That's right.
So then when they, you know, I'm not hashing everything up. I've been apologized to, all that, but I'm just kind of explaining where I was at that point, you know, and then I was lying about my husband. So then I was like, well, I have to prove this now. So I literally made a digital copy of his death certificate, marked out everything personal,
I think
and
I
like
remember some of this
circled the
now.
date and circled that he had passed away, because he passed away of cancer. And it was just a whole fiasco right at the beginning. Right.
And I do remember you were struggling also to get your short-term, long-term disability switched over. I know you were
Yes.
struggling to, you know, feed your kids, and I mean, from
Okay,
what I remember, you were going through all that too.
Absolutely. They I was no longer able to work because I was with my first round of cancer. They were luckily able to surgically remove it, but I had to have 2 major surgeries. I wasn't able to work. Doctors would not let me, even though I worked from home. You know, I could have done it while I was recuperating, whatever. They would not release me, and my work would not let me do it without a release. So I had started all the paperwork. You know, I was blessed enough to have these benefits from my job to give me short-term disability. And then even when that ran out, I'm currently on long-term disability, which is not a lot, but it helps. It's definitely better than zero. You know, because when my husband died, that cut my income in half because we worked at the same place. So it cut it directly in half. Then 3 months later, I'm put off work. And it took me months to get that disability started. And
It's a really struggle to get it.
Yes, it was a
You have to fight them. I remember that's very hard. And then you got to
Yes.
like feed your kids and pay your bills.
Right, you know, and like my mom and dad help all they can, but they're no means. I don't come from money, okay? I mean, I don't, you know, they've worked. My dad's been retired from General Motors since 1984. He retired on disability because he got hurt at work back in 1984. So my mom has worked her whole life, still works to this day at age 63. She took early Social Security, and then she works on top of that what she's allowed to. You know, so I don't come from money. We don't have it like that. So, you know, they made sure we had just bought this home in August before he died in January. So, you know, and my mom's name is on it. She helped me get it. I knew I couldn't lose my home because it would destroy my mom's credit, you know, and that's the only thing she's got.
That's
going
another
for
stress.
her. Yeah, that's the only thing she's got going for her is her credit. If something major happened, that's what she would have to fall back on is her credit, you know. So I knew that I could not let that happen. So they really helped out. I went through all my savings, and see, I had been through most of my savings back when my husband was sick because I was having to take off a lot to take him to his appointments because he was doing radiation 5 days a week plus chemo once a week. So I was having to take him like before work or after work, you know, however we could schedule it. But I was still missing a few hours each day because, you know, I was working 10-hour shifts, and these businesses are only open certain hours. So I was having to take him back and forth to radiation 5 days a week, plus his chemo every week. And I went through a lot of my savings with that, because how was I supposed to know I was going to need it for myself, you know?
Right.
It was really hard at the beginning, really, really hard. And then, but I made it. Thank the good Lord. I don't know how I did it. I still don't know how I do it. I'm probably going to tell too much information right now, but I run my household right now on $13.51 a month, and $700 of that is my mortgage.
Oh.
That's not including electric, water, garbage, nothing. My mortgage alone, $700 out of $13.51 a month.
Yeah, I bet that's struggling. I know the food prices are off out of the, crazy right now, and that's where a lot of people are struggling just to friggin' buy groceries.
And I don't understand where people get that I ask for stuff all the time. I went back through my Cash App, and the last time there's been 2 times since, but at this time when I was looking back, the last time I got any help from anybody on Facebook was November of last year. Now, twice since then, I had one person send me $30, and I had one person buy me some protein drinks and have them shipped to my home. And other than that, the last time I asked for help that I could find through my Cash App was November of last year. And there's still people to this day that will tell you that I ask for help all the time. And it's just not true.
I haven't seen that, but I would try not to worry about that, because
I don't.
you actually are in need every month anyways, no matter what.
They say that about everybody.
With that income. Yeah, it is hard though. I know what you mean.
They said that about all of us. They said that about all of us.
There's something for everyone, but I understand that must be hard. Just to run your home every month anyway, so really you are in need anyways every month.
Yeah,
on that income.
And that's why I don't really ask, because I know even if I get help this month, it's still going to be the same next month anyway, and
there's never enough.
It's not. It's just not, and it's nobody's responsibility to have to put that on their shoulders. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't have to say anything. You don't say whether you do or you don't or you have, but I would recommend no matter what, and I don't care. You clearly sound like you qualify, but I would try if you haven't. And once again, don't say if you don't have to give the information out, but I would try food stamps because you sound like you're eligible to me. You have a kid to feed. And it's nobody's business if you do get them or not, but I would definitely look into it if you haven't.
I have been looking into it. I do not currently get them. I'm also looking into actual Social Security disability, because I believe it's less than my Social Security disability with what I've paid in. I would only get $10.50 a month, but from what I understand, any children under the age of 18 would also get an allotment on top of that.
Actually, I think it's until they're done with school. I think it goes up if they're in college, I believe. I could be wrong. And also, you should be eligible for part of your husband's, I think. So those are two things
we weren't legally married, so anything from him is off the table. I call him my husband. We referred to each other as husband and wife, but there was nothing legal on paper.
Oh, so I see.
Anything on him is off the books. But if it does go through college, that's even better, because
I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
My daughter's 18, but she's in college. She's enrolled in college full time. So, but even if not, my son would definitely get an allotment, and I've heard that it can be even like half of what I get. I don't know. I haven't. My mom said the best she could tell when she looked into it was they could get half of what the parent gets. So if that's true, then I would come out about $200 ahead even
Yeah, I
though
would look into that for homework and even get a worker online or something like that. They could probably tell you.
yeah, I'm gonna have to call, and it's so hard now because I don't know if the offices are open where you can actually go in and sit down and talk to
I
somebody.
think
Like,
you can make an appointment on the app. I believe you can make an appointment on the app.
yeah, I'm gonna really have to buckle down and
The food
get
stamps
more.
too. I think you can do that online because I used to help people do that. I think
Yeah,
you can
the
do it
food
online.
stamps is what the food stamps is what I
I think you'll
need.
get about 200 per person, so that could be around 600 or a little more if you have 3 people to feed.
Yeah, I used to get them, and at that time, this has been years ago, but at that time, the maximum in Kentucky was $6.98, and
Wow.
I actually got the maximum at that time for a household of 3.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's some homework that could help, or
Yeah,
hopefully.
I really need to look into
Do
that.
they help you with like your heat? Because like when we lived in rural,
Fuel assistance.
out in rural, they would like help us get cords of wood and stuff.
Another problem, and they were even helping on electric for the summertime this year. They got a grant in our area where they would even, because my heat and my air is electric. So what they do is they just put money onto your electric bill. But the only problem I have there is I've never got it switched out of his name because they are going to make me pay the deposit again, and I never have the money for the deposit, the electric deposit. So
it's like a circle.
So my electric bill is still in my husband's name, even though he's deceased, because I don't have the money to have it switched over to my name.
Seems like they would waive that, you know.
I know, right? That's messed up. That really is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Call the office.
And it's like $300 and something.
Right.
That's crazy.
You know, and I just don't have that all at one lump sum. Like, even if they would break it up between the first like 4 bills or something like that, you know, that would help. And I show all this payment history. They can see where we've had it at this address since we moved in, you know. Looks like that would show something. I've never had it disconnected. I have had a disconnect notice, yes, but I did get it paid before it was disconnected, so it's never been disconnected. You know, it looks like that would show for something, but
man, I would probably just leave it the way it is then at this point.
They just want their money.
Well, I'm gonna have to get off here because we've got to go carry something somewhere else now.
Oh yes, is there going to be a
different items for sale right now on the the yard sale site? You know.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to deliver them.
I'm gonna look and try to catch a stream then.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. I appreciate it. We've had a nice conversation, I think, and I appreciate you.
You too. Let me know what stream y'all go to.
Nice talking to you, E-Squared.
All right, you too.
Okay, love you guys. All right, bye. Y'all. All right.
Bye.
Wherever y'all go, leave the link, and we'll all head up over there, and I'll listen to it while I ride. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our love tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a move.